So here comes machine learning, supervised versus unsupervised learning. So supervised and instance versus model-based learning. So Nivedita, you want to talk about supervised, unsupervised here?
Yeah, very quick. I'll not go so deep, just one line. So as I said, like when machine learning always divided between two parts, supervised and unsupervised. And supervised means you will feed the system everything. Like for your example, the spam filter. For the spam filter, you are feeding the machine the number of emails, the sender, and receiver, time, everything. And you are asking the machine, tell me whether it's spam or not spam. The output is always spam or not spam. That's called supervised. And unsupervised, you are giving a lot of details to the system and you are saying, I don't know anything. Please make them one group. That's called unsupervised, like Nepal, like in USA. Like you are feeding the system the many data and say like say how many Indians are there, how many Americans are there, how many Africans there. So they will cluster those data. That's called unsupervised. So there is not like fraud, not fraud, spam, not spam. He's not doing anything. He's making the group. That's called unsupervised learning. The second one is kind of like batch versus online learning.
Before we batch, Nivedita, there are some more. There is a semi-supervised.
Yeah, semi-supervised, it works like both supervised and non-supervised because of the data. Like data is so like insufficient to work as like supervised, and data is not too big as cluster them or group them, the unsupervised. That's called semi-supervised. But here you have to work a lot to decide and need expert to see what to do, whether we have data to work on this. That's why the semi-supervised comes.
And there's another self-supervised learning system. Are you aware of that?
Yeah. So that's like the system really wants to work, but system doesn't. It's like a baby. The system doesn't know how to do, how to work. So you have to give a chocolate a penalty. If you don't this, I will give you penalty.
That is reinforcement model learning,
Yeah,
reinforcement
so
learning.
reinforcement and say self one, it's kind of like a little bit similar.
Okay,
The algorithm is different, but it's kind of same. Self,
okay.
yeah.
That's what self-supervised he gives a very good example. You, uh, you feed some picture of cats, and you want to fix the image. And at the end of when the model runs, it knows how to define different pets. Is it a cat? It is a dog,
Mm,
and so basically, it's labeling, it's classifying.
mm,
And at the once you went from unsupervised, you can use it as supervised.
mm,
And then reinforcement model, I think DeepSeek,
mm,
a lot of these LLM models are using. As you said, it's a based on agent,
mm.
and you it's a reward or punishment.
Yeah.
So you reward it if does the right thing, you punish it if it does the wrong thing. So yeah, self is like means it's learning and classification labeling kind of. It nicely says. A lot of people says that self self is like unsupervising, but he says no. It is so unsupervising is, as Navidata said, is about clustering. You have information. Some people are reading your blog, and you want to see 90% to 90% are male, 10% are females. That is more unsupervised. And yeah, that's good. So batch is like batch processing is all or nothing. You feed all the data to your system. Like I think that's what ChatGPT did. They fed for a couple of months all the internet data to their model. So that is batch. And So that's I don't know. They have improved since then. It used to take a lot of time for them to run this model because they have to run all or nothing. So that's the problem with the batch that it can go obsolete. If you remember, ChatGPT used to give some messages initially when their model was new that they ran the model 3 months back or 7 months back, so they don't have latest information. Over the time now, they have improved some. They can do some internet searching and give you latest information. So it has improved. Um, so online learning is basically you keep learning. The system, as new data points come, and your system is still learning. Instance-based and versus model-based learning. Instance-based is basically email. You just tell, okay, this is a sample. I got this junk email. If sometimes something again, this kind of email comes, that it's a junk email. Model-based learning.
I was just going through the what Google is saying.
Hmm.
Model-based learning involves creating and using an internal mental model of a system to organize information, make prediction and plan action rather than relying solely on direct trial and stored examples. So what it means like we have a set of data like other already stored in a database and we are fetching it to the machine. Instead of doing that, is using an internal mental model and that usually recognize the patterns. That's what it says. But in a real case, in real scenarios, only supervised and unsupervised and reinforcement we are using. Those are the like examples and like parts of the machine learning, but nobody usually actually uses that in the real world. So they are the definition we have to memorize.
So another model-based learning.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think this is the most must be mostly widely used. It's a model-based learning. So in basically model-based learning, you build a model. It gives examples. So like suppose you can download the data like for different countries, what is their GDP and what is their life satisfaction. So you will see some kind of pattern. It's more linear pattern, and as you can see, more the country's GDP is high, the more people are happy. So there is a two parameters here. Means what is the GDP and what is the GDP, and based on that two parameters you can calculate. Uh, Based on this country, this GDP, how happy they will be. So you can calculate based on this one. So like I used to work for a healthcare company, and this is building a model based is very common. I think use of machine learning. I used to work for a healthcare company, and we have data from a lot of hospitals. So it's like a lot of hospitals they join together to form a consortium, and we have data from all these companies. And so based on this data, we could build a model. Okay, this patient, how long he is going to be in hospital, what is the cost? So like some pregnancy generally, if there's no complication, you may be in the hospital for 2 weeks, and that's a common thing. And you would know what are the costs would come if it is not Caesar operation. So the cost would be very less if it is normal delivery, no Caesar operation. And so, but if somebody is suffering from disease, if it is severe cancer, it's last stage, his chances of surviving is less, procedure will be more, you calculate the cost. So this way hospitals could predict how much they are spending the money, and they used to most of these are Medicare and Medicaid. So government pays for to this hospital lump sum. Okay, you are handling 100 pregnancies, you will get this money. So they have to make sure they don't waste money. So they build this model, and more data, more accurate is the model. And so that's what, like every year we have some statisticians who will come. understand this data, build model, and then they will validate the model. So take this, it takes some, okay, this patient had this disease and he came to hospital. Was his length of stay was same, but the model predicted, and they find out that the model is right. I think that as we learn more, we will be learning more about these models. Some are linear, some are log, all those things. All this will come into later picture. In fact, I went to a airline first thing. I went to airline interview, and these people were supporting a system which calculated the price of the ticket. Generally means before going that interview, you would think some person must be deciding the price, based on some intuitions. He must be thinking, okay, just what is the gas, who's the market, and he will come up some price. But I was shocked to see again they were very data driven. They have a model to figure out what the price should be. There was a huge teams which were managing that. So yeah, Nivedita, you want to talk about a little bit about model-based learning?
No, because actually I'm good. It's not in my mind now what is model based. Like they are very pretty similar, model based and the regular ones. So I have to go through.
In the fraud in your fraud system, you had some models like
Yeah,
your data and oh, okay, okay, okay.
we usually have many classification models, and I in my past experiences I always use regression and classification. Never worked in this type of models.
Oh, you cluster and regression, Ashar, not on linear log. Okay.
Yeah. So mostly their classification and regression, sorry, classification supervised and unsupervised, mostly used in the company. But there's model based, and those are the like key terms we usually knew here. There are only and just the logic we don't use that much. But yeah, reinforcement we always use neural networks. Those are on demand now.
Me and Karan, we used to work for a company, Talwar. I should not take the name. So they were more into Internet of Things, and we had a tanks where we used to supply some gases. And these tanks means there's a usage, right? There's a usage, regular usage, like fraud. You are spending regular money, and fraud detects some unusual spending by you that it's a fraud. Same way in the tank, these fuel tanks, there's a certain usage happening. If there's some leakage, they want to know, oh, leakage has happened. So that is called anomaly. So that's another very good artificial intelligence use is that finding out something wrong has happened. If some leakage is in the tank, so we need to fix. It's not the normal usage. The levels are getting down very big kind of thing. So that's another example I have seen where like anomaly based, where you online you're trying to find, oh, some things were good, something really something abnormal has happened.
Yeah, so in AI, it's called anomaly detection. So in every model, we usually
Mhm.
use that term.